Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about No Spend September, and if you're not familiar what a no spend challenge is, I'll talk about that a little bit more in depth, tell you my rules for my own personal challenge, and then get into what I've spent so far in the month of September and all that jazz. So if you're curious about no spend challenges, then keep on watching this video. So I've done no spend challenges before, and they're basically kind of what you would think. You go for an X amount of time without spending money on items that are not a necessity. Now, a necessity is typically things like groceries, household supplies, things that you really can't live without, so to speak. So the rules for no spend challenges differ depending on the person. So I only have two rules when it comes to my no spend challenge. I like to keep things really simple, so I'm not going to be spending any money on things that are not a necessity. And if there is something that I run out of, so say I run out of a face cleanser, I'm allowed to buy another face cleanser, but because I'm replenishing a product, I do need to keep in mind, because this is a spending challenge, to not buy like the most expensive face cleanser out there. Try to keep the purchase more budget friendly, but still maintain like brands that I prefer or products, you know, that have ingredients that work with me. So kind of maintaining your typical what you normally would use if you weren't doing a spending challenge, but then also kind of just bearing in mind like, hey, you don't need to buy like a $30 cleanser. There's plenty of $10 cleansers that will work just as effectively. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what I'm working with. So we're about halfway through September, and I just want to talk about some of the things that I have bought. There have been a couple of times where I have made purchases that were not a necessity items. I actually have them written down. So on September 1st, I spent $20 on Verb energy bars. If you're not familiar with Verb energy bars, they're basically my version of coffee, because I'm not a big coffee drinker, but these are energy bars that have, what is it? It's like as much caffeine as a shot of espresso, and they're 90 calories. A little bit over once a month, I'll place an order for 12 bars. And then Friday, September 3rd, I spent a little over $8 on a sub from Wegmans because I was not in the mood to cook dinner and I was going out with my friends, so I wanted to go ahead and eat ahead of time. That way I wasn't spending money eating out at a restaurant, which you know is definitely always going to be a little bit, quite a bit more expensive than if you ate at home. That same Friday night, I did treat my friend and I to 4 drinks amongst the two of us. It was kind of like a celebratory going away, celebrating her since she was moving. So I spent $51.28, and that included the tip. So the next thing I bought was on September 8th, I spent $9.76. I replenished my favorite drugstore hair shampoo, the Anomaly Gentle Care shampoo. I love it. It's $5.99. I think there was a Target Circle deal for like 15% off as well. And then I bought a pair of tweezers, just some nice Revlon tweezers for about $5 as well. And that's because I can't find my favorite tweezers, and I really just like the good slanted tweezers. So that was basically, I need tweezers because I have to tweeze my eyebrows. Thursday, September 9th, I spent $17.47 on a laptop desk. I'll insert a picture here, and that's just for days that I want to work remotely on the couch, since I do work from home still. And the nice thing about this purchase is it is reimbursable through my work. We have a little bit of work benefits, so I'm able to get that full amount reimbursed, so it's as if I never spent that money. So those are the only things that I've bought so far. This is the 14th as I'm filming this. So I have this kind of like mid-month check-in, and then I'm also going to do a final check-in at the end of September just to let everyone know what I spent the rest of the month, why I spent it, if I did spend it, and things like that. So that's really all I've spent this month so far. I've been doing really well. I'm usually tempted to buy some clothes. Obviously, beauty care is really hard for me not to buy, especially there's so many launches this month. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself, and it'll be really nice to start building my savings account again. Why am I doing a no spend challenge? So I've actually done a no spend / a no buy challenge, I want to say maybe 2019. Yeah, 2019, because that was when I was like mostly in school and I wasn't working. At the end of July this year, I started my full-time jobs, working those 40 hours a week, and so August I definitely spent a little more than I normally would just because I have that paycheck coming in. Terry and I do split our finances. Terry's my husband, so we actually have a joint checking account and a joint credit card that we use for things like groceries, sometimes like going out to eat, but anything that's kind of like a combined purchase we'll use our joint account for. Obviously rent, bills, etc., anything for our 2 dogs, things of that nature. And those things I'm not including obviously in my no spend challenge. My no spend challenge is focusing on anything that I'm purchasing with my personal credit card, because we each have our own separate credit cards for, you know, things like gifts and anything like that. I feel really good about this, and it'll be really nice, especially because the holidays are coming up. I do a lot of my shopping in November around Black Friday. I just am trying to kind of get my finances back in order, really just double down on my spending, because there's always going to be a new beauty release. It just depends on, you know, how badly do you want it, what do I want to review the most, and I have a lot of products that I do want to buy and review for everyone on my channel and on Instagram. I'm just going to be more mindful of my spending habits, because I don't want to just spend my paycheck as soon as I get it. I want to be able to have a nice savings, because Terry and I are saving up to buy a house. Hopefully next year. We'll see how the market is. If a no spend challenge is something that you want to do, definitely reach out to me on Instagram. We can keep each other accountable. I love doing these. It's a nice way to kind of reset and refresh your spending habits and just take a look at what you're spending. I just feel really good about it, knowing that I'm not spending money just willy-nilly. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to incorporate more financial advice videos here on my channel. I'm very passionate about finances, and I really hope to get more into like budgeting videos and kind of sharing my best tips and tricks on like how to manage your money and how to spend more wisely, because it's something that I personally am a huge advocate for. I pretty much just want to share my tips. I'm not an extreme couponer, but I definitely love using like rebate apps and things like that. I'll link an old like kind of like a shopping video that I had here on my channel. It's quite a bit old, and I definitely want to film some more fresh and newer content surrounding how to save money while you're shopping, especially as we gear up into the holiday season in the coming months. But yeah, definitely leave me any financial questions that you might have in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer what I'm able to based on my own personal experiences. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see everyone in my next one. Bye everyone!